All right, everybody, welcome back to another deep dive. You guys sent in some really incredible stories, and this one I think you're going to find particularly interesting.
Yeah, this one's
So, are you ready to jump in?
I'm ready. Let's go.
This story starts in Lafayette, Louisiana, with a woman named Shonda Handley.
Oh yeah, Shonda Handley. I remember this one.
Yeah, so this is a story about her kidnapping and rescue, which is pretty wild.
Yeah.
So, just to give everybody the background, we're looking at August 2017. It's like any other day for Shonda.
Right.
She's at home with her daughter and a friend. And then
Yeah.
suddenly, two guys show up at the door,
Oh boy.
posing as delivery drivers.
That's so scary.
Isn't that scary? Like, can you imagine? You're just at home,
Yeah.
like you're expecting a package, and
Yeah, you've got your guard down.
exactly.
You're not expecting some, home invasion to take place.
Right, like it's such a violation. I mean, just thinking about it.
Absolutely, it really is. It's like the ultimate breach of your personal space.
And I think that's one of the things that makes this story so disturbing.
Oh, for sure. Because it plays on those everyday routines, It makes you question those moments where you're not really paying attention.
Exactly. You're just going about your day, and then bam, something like this happens, and it just completely throws you off.
Absolutely. So these guys, they force their way into the house.
Right.
And they end up kidnapping Shonda.
It's terrifying. I mean, just the thought of being taken from your own home like that.
I know, and what's even more incredible is how Shonda handled herself throughout this whole ordeal.
Really?
Yeah, she stayed incredibly calm.
Wow.
Like, she was actually taking mental notes of details about the intruders. She even started praying silently.
That's amazing. I mean, talk about resilience.
Right. Like, where does that kind of strength come from?
It makes you wonder, doesn't it?
It really does. It's
Yeah.
like some people just have this inner reservoir of strength that they can tap
It's,
into.
maybe it's instinctual, or maybe it's something that can be learned. I don't know, but it's fascinating.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both,
Yeah.
But either way, it's pretty remarkable.
So now we have Shonda. She's being driven away in a van,
Oh, no.
and the situation is looking pretty grim.
Right.
But here's where things take a turn.
Really? What happens?
Well, enter an off-duty sheriff's deputy named Chad Martin.
Oh, wow. An off-duty deputy.
Yeah, he was on his way home when he spotted this suspicious white van.
Huh. So he just happened to be in the right place at the right time.
Right. It's like fate intervened, you know?
It's incredible. How did he even notice the van?
Well, the article says it was trying to weave through traffic kind of erratically.
Ah, so something just didn't seem right.
Exactly. And even though he wasn't on duty, something about it just set off alarm bells for him.
Wow, talk about good instincts.
Right. And thank goodness he listened to them.
Absolutely. So what did he do?
Well, he started following the van.
Oh, wow. I bet that was intense.
I can't even imagine. And it gets even crazier. The van ends up getting stuck on this dirt road.
No way. So then what?
And the kidnappers, they just bolt out of the van and run straight into a nearby canal.
A canal. Are you serious?
Yeah. I know it's like something out of a movie.
It is. So what happened to the kidnappers?
Well, sadly, they both ended up drowning in the canal.
Oh, wow. That's tragic.
It is.
Yeah.
And it kind of adds this whole other layer of complexity to the story.
I bet. Like, what led them to that point of desperation?
Exactly. Were they career criminals? Were they forced into this situation?
It makes you think about the choices people make.
Yeah, it really does. But the good news is that Deputy Martin, he found Shonda.
Oh, thank goodness. She was okay.
Yeah, she was handcuffed in the back of the van, but she was alive.
I can't even imagine the relief she must have felt.
I know. It's like going from the depths of despair to suddenly having hope again.
It's a roller coaster of emotions.
For sure. So Shonda's safe. She's rescued.
That's amazing.
But this story, it doesn't end there.
What do you mean? There's more.
Oh, yeah. There's a twist that no one saw coming.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Now I really want to know what happens next.
All right, so get this, the mastermind behind the whole kidnapping.
Yeah.
It was Shonda's estranged husband, Michael.
What? Her husband? You're kidding.
Nope, it's true.
Wow, that's a serious plot twist. I can't believe it.
It's crazy, right?
It is. I mean, you think you know someone and then...
Yeah, it's like a total betrayal of trust.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes you question everything.
It really does.
Okay.
So I think that's a good place to stop for now.
Yeah, I'm hooked. I need to know what happens with Michael.
Don't worry, we'll get to that in the next part. We'll dive into Michael's background, what might have motivated him to do something like this.
Okay, I can't wait.
So make sure you come back for part 2.
Yeah.
We've got a lot more to unpack with this story.
I'm ready.
All right, everybody, we'll see you next time.
See us. Okay, so last time we left off with this huge reveal, right? Shonda's estranged husband, Michael, was the one behind the whole kidnapping.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like, how do you even begin to process that?
It's got to be devastating.
Mm.
I mean, you're already dealing with the trauma of being kidnapped.
Right. And then you find out it was the person you were supposed to be able to trust the most.
Exactly. It's like a
Oh.
double betrayal.
So the article actually goes into a little bit of Michael's background.
Oh, really? What does it say?
Well, it seems like he used to be the successful businessman.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, like a pillar of the community, kind of a classic all-American success story.
So what happened? How did he go from that to masterminding a kidnapping?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is.
But the article mentions that he had been struggling with substance abuse.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, addiction can really change a person.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Like it can completely hijack your brain.
It's like it takes over your life.
Yeah.
You know, and all those things that were important to you before.
Yeah, like your family, your career, your values.
It all just kind of fades into the background.
And it's not just the addiction itself,
Right.
it's also the consequences that come with it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Like the financial strain, the legal troubles, the damage to relationships.
Exactly. It's like this downward spiral.
And it seems like in Michael's case, it led him down a very dark path.
Yeah. And it wasn't just the substance abuse. The article also mentions infidelity as a major factor in their separation.
Infidelity? Oh, wow.
Yeah, apparently Shonda found out about his affairs.
That's got to be so painful. I mean, the betrayal on top of everything else.
I know, it's heartbreaking. And it seems like that's when things really started to unravel for their marriage.
So what happened after Shonda found out?
Well, according to the article, she kicked him out of the house.
Makes sense. I mean, I can't imagine trying to stay in that situation.
Right, and she told him he needed to get help if he wanted any chance of reconciliation.
So basically, she set some boundaries.
Exactly, she was trying to protect herself and her daughter.
And it seems like Michael didn't take that very well.
Nope, not at all.
So do you think the kidnapping was his way of trying to win her back?
That's what it seems like.
It's a twisted logic, you know? Like he somehow thought that by kidnapping her, he could force her to love him again.
Right, like if he could just control the situation.
It's scary how someone's mind can become so distorted.
It really is. It shows you the dangers of obsession and the lengths that some people will go to.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even people we think we know can be capable of truly terrible things.
So what happened to Shonda after she was rescued? Did she, need therapy or anything?
Oh yeah, the article talks about how she went through extensive therapy.
Makes sense. I mean, that's got to be incredibly traumatic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine what she went through emotionally.
But the amazing thing is she actually considers the kidnapping a turning point in her life.
Really? How so?
Well, she said it made her realize how strong she really is.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, like it forced her to confront her fears and come out the other side.
It's like she found a new sense of empowerment.
Exactly. And she also said it made her appreciate the people in her life who truly cared about her.
That's so important. Having that support system is crucial, especially after something like this.
It really is. And speaking of support, the article mentions her divorce attorney, Christine Meir.
Oh yeah. What about her?
Well, apparently she was a huge advocate for Shonda throughout the whole legal process.
Good for her. I mean, navigating the legal system could be so daunting, especially when you're dealing with something this complex.
Right. And Christine, she made sure that Shonda's rights were protected and that she had someone fighting for her best interests.
That must have been such a relief for Shonda. Just knowing that she had someone in her corner who understood what she was going through.
Absolutely. And it just goes to show you the importance of having a good lawyer in your corner.
For sure. They can really make a difference.
So, yeah, it sounds like Shonda had a lot of people supporting her.
Yeah, that's great to hear.
But, it wasn't just the external support.
What do you mean?
Well, she also did a lot of internal work.
Like therapy and stuff.
Yeah, and she also found a lot of comfort in her faith.
Oh, that's nice.
And she started connecting with other survivors.
Oh, wow. So she was able to build a community of people who understood what she was going through.
Exactly, and that can be so healing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
just knowing that you're not alone.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Shonda's story, it's a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope for healing and growth.
It's a powerful message for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to stop for now.
Yeah,
We've covered a lot of ground,
we have.
but we still need to talk about what happened to Michael.
Oh, right, the mastermind.
Now, what kind of lessons we can learn from Shonda's experience.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that.
So make sure you come back for part 3. We'll wrap up this wild story and explore some of the bigger themes.
That sounds. I'll be here. Okay, so we've talked about Shonda's incredible journey.
Her resilience, her strength.
Yeah, and the role that her support system played in her recovery.
But this whole story, it really raises some questions.
It
Like,
does.
how well can we ever really know the people closest to us?
That's a tough one, right?
Right.
Because we build these relationships based on trust and intimacy.
Yeah, we assume we know our partners, our family, or friends.
But then something like this happens,
Hmm.
and it just shatters that illusion.
Like, you think you have someone figured out, and then bam, they do something that completely blindsides you.
It's like Shonda's story is a reminder that everyone has a breaking point.
Yeah, and sometimes those breaking points can lead to some pretty dark places.
It's unsettling, for sure. I mean, it makes you wonder what's lurking beneath the surface.
Like, how many people are out there living double lives?
Or harboring secrets and struggles that we have no idea about.
It's a bit frightening if you think about it too much.
It is. But I don't think we should live in a constant state of paranoia either.
Yeah, of course not.
It's more about finding that balance between trust and awareness.
Right, like being open to the possibility that people can surprise us.
Exactly. And paying attention to those red flags.
The subtle shifts in behavior.
Yeah, the things that just don't seem quite right.
It's like trusting your gut instinct.
Exactly. Because sometimes our intuition is picking up on something that our conscious mind hasn't processed yet.
It's like that saying, if something feels off, it probably is.
And if we notice those red flags, it's important to address them.
Yeah, like talk to the person. Offer support. Encourage them to seek help if needed.
Absolutely. Because sometimes just having someone to talk to can make a world of difference.
It's like creating that safety net so that people don't feel like they have to go through things alone.
And Shonda's story is a perfect example of how that safety net can help someone heal.
Right, she had her community, her lawyer, her friends and family all rallying around her.
It was that collective care
Yeah.
that helped her get through such a traumatic experience.
And it just goes to show you the power of human connection.
It's a reminder that we're not meant to go through life alone.
And that even in the face of unimaginable darkness.
There's always hope for healing and growth.
And that sometimes those darkest moments can actually lead us to a place of greater strength and resilience.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Shonda's story is a testament to the power of the human spirit.
It's a reminder that we're all capable of overcoming adversity.
And that even when things seem hopeless.
There's always a way forward.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want to leave you with this question. What steps can you take today to cultivate your own resilience?
And how can you create a more supportive and understanding world for yourself and those around you?
Because ultimately it's about recognizing that we're all in this together.
And that by supporting each other,
We can create a world where everyone has the chance to heal and thrive.
thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
See you next time.